No doubt there was a humbabe or two going on out in left field when the Phillies were stretching because Paul Fournier was leading the stretch. And yes, that guy, Bryce Harper, was there, and he will be in the lineup today. He'll be DHing as the Pirates come to town to Baycare Ballpark. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis. Not the stretchy kind of guy. He loves Paul Fournier, but I'm not sure if you can stretch like Paul Fournier wants you to stretch.
No chance. No chance.
All right, so yesterday we saw Matt Moore pitch for the Phillies. Looked really good, 2 innings. And then Vince Velasquez pitched 2. Today, we'll be introduced to another newcomer to the Phillies. We've seen him before in right-hander Chase Anderson.
Yeah, the Phillies, I've seen him in Arizona. They've seen him in Milwaukee. We're anxious to see if he really has a good chance to make this ball club. He'll sit at about 93. His fastball tends to be fairly flat, but sometimes he will sink it and cut it. He's got a big overhand curveball. Probably his best pitch, though, is a good straight changeup. Actually has a little bit more movement on it than his curveball at times. It can be really good. It can be very, very effective, especially against lefties. We take a look at some of the numbers. He was okay in Arizona, pretty darn good in Milwaukee. Last year with Toronto, he just didn't have it. The ERA at 7.22. So we'll see what he can offer today for the Phils.
He told us a couple weeks ago that he's going to try to establish the inside part of the plate against right-handers with his fastball. He said if he does that, then he'll be effective. All right, speaking of being effective, Bryce Harper has been effective for the Phillies in his first 2 years in a Phillies uniform, although a back injury hampered him at the end of last year, but he will be back in the lineup today.
Yeah, hard to believe this is already year 3 of the Bryce Harper era. You know what he's going to give you every day. He's going to give you 100% effort defensively, offensively. He's got a very violent swing, and we've seen that when he was with the Nats, and obviously seen it here with the Phillies. But he's a guy that really brings so much enthusiasm, so much life to this ball club, and I really think the guys really feed off that. And I'm anxious to see how he goes in his approach today. I know he'll be aggressive early in counts and looking for that first pitch fastball. But how did he impress his manager, Joe Girardi? Well, we got a chance to catch up with Joe Girardi and just what he can bring to the ball club.
I learned how hard he plays every day and how hard he prepares, and that he has a plan every day, what he needs to get done to be successful. Very impressed by that. You know, almost to a pragmatic sense. Like he knows, okay, I'm going to do this at this time, this at this. And that's impressive to me that he's so disciplined in his work ethic.
Yesterday, speaking of discipline, the Phillies were disciplined to hit the long ball. They had 6 against the Yankees. Odubel had 1. Mickey Moniak had 2 for the Phillies. Lineups at first pitch when we return to Clearwater. beautiful rendition of the national anthem by the United States Army bands down in Clearwater, Florida. They're not on site, but the sound is available if you want to purchase it for your next sporting events. Phillies have taken the fields as Chase Anderson gets set to throw his first warm-up toss of the afternoon. There's Bryce Harper. He'll get a chance to get some swings in today. That's a good sign. If you're wondering why Bryce hasn't been in, it's because he's got a back issue that he had been dealing with in the offseason. That was from last year. Time for the Pirates starting lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. All right, so you want to know some regulars for Pittsburgh? Well, you're probably going to have to go to Bradenton for that. They've got some non-roster invitees that are looking to make the club, and they are part of today's lineup, including the veteran Wilmer Defoe, the former Washington National infielder, facing Chase Anderson. Last year, 7 starts, an ERA of 7.22. Ben, in some ways, he fell victim to the ballpark because a lot of home runs hit at the ballpark in Buffalo last year.
There were an awful lot. You look at that 315 opposition batting average. He's a guy that when he's on, he can be really on, but it's all about fastball command for him. As we said in the open, he will sit about 93 with that fastball. He tends to sink it and cut it at times, but his best pitch was, without a doubt, that changeup.
He was excited about the opportunity to come to Philadelphia. One of the reasons why is that he was going to connect with Caleb Cotham, and Caleb was the assistant pitching coach in Cincinnati for the Reds under Derek Anderson, who was the pitching coach in Milwaukee when Chase Anderson had some success.
All the pitchers have spoken very highly of Caleb, so no, Chase is anxious to be reunited with him.
Derek Johnson, I meant, the pitching coach for the Reds. All right, here we go. Phillies and the Pirates. And Brian Goodwin, who was with the Reds last year, now with the Pirates, going to work. The first pitch of the day is a fastball inside. We're underway, and the count is 1-0. We are scheduled to play a 9-inning game today. That is the thought, and looking at the guys who are scheduled to pitch for the Phillies today, that makes sense as the ball is hit foul. Brian Goodwin, 30 years old, last year hit a .163 for the Reds. He played in 20 games. That's a good spot. 1-2.
There's that good changeup.
Yeah, that's a good spot. And a swing and a miss. Went with the fastball. There's the first out of the afternoon. Ben, that was part of what was lost yesterday. You know, 6 home runs. The Phillies had that 9-run inning. They also had a lot of strikeouts by their pitchers.
Exactly. And this is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. It looks so good because it's eye level. You just can't catch up to it.
Wilmer Defoe, the batter. And he hits one back toward the middle. Didi Gregorius is there. And there are 2 outs. Phillip Evans coming up. Nice to see Didi in the lineup today.
It's a pretty darn good lineup for the Fightins today.
And you're getting a chance to see the double play combination of Segura and Gregorius at second and shortstop. Evans had a nice 11-game stretch last year for the Pirates. Came over from the Mets a couple of years ago. Had a fastball. It's 0-1. So far, 250 this spring. Breaking ball, 1-1. So yesterday, Matt Moore threw 2 scoreless. He was asked after the ball game about competing for a rotation spot, and he's so seasoned. You know, he said, listen, if I do what I think I can do, I'm going to be fine. I'm not really worried about the competition. Chase Anderson, as that ball is hit toward third, said he likes the competition. Torreyes over to first, and that is a very crisp first inning. 8 pitches. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go the Buccos. We go to the bottom of the first. Phillies coming up for the first time. 8 pitches. Let's see the Phillies lineup that Joe Girardi will have out there against Derek Shelton, the manager of the Pirates, this afternoon. Brought to you by Xfinity, fastest internet in Philadelphia. Andrew McCutchen makes the start in left, then Didi Gregorius. Bryce Harper DHing. Gene Segura bats cleanup. Andrew Knapp's had a good start to spring training. He'll hit 5th. Brad Miller 6th. The bottom third of Joyce, Quinn, and Torreyes. Yeah, they'll face local product, local to our area. Chad Kuhl. 9 games last year, a 4.27 ERA. Out of the University of Delaware. Got a chance to see him before, pitch against the Phils.
He's got a big arm.
Andrew McCutchen in midseason form with his stylish look. And the first pitch is in there. It's 0-1. The biggest part of the spring for Andrew McCutchen that Joe Girardi has discussed is his health. And they've talked extensively about the way he's running the bases, which is a clear indication that the knee, which was, you know, not 100% last year, but was better, is probably 100% going into 2021. And that is a good thing.
It's a great thing.
0-2 pitch. 1-2.
And it's not just the running part. It's every aspect of his game. You know, it can affect you in the batter's box, playing left field, obviously.
Yeah, because he's going to have to be out in left field more often than last year when he DH'd a handful of times. Pulls that one. Foul. Thought maybe he broke his bat. He did not. Kutch, 9 years with the Pirates in the big leagues. Came up with Pittsburgh. Was the MVP in 2013. Foul again.
The weather's quite a bit different down there than it is up here, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, a little chilly here in Philadelphia today. Bright sunshine in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Bright sunshine in Clearwater. 77 degrees according to Mr. Spring Training. 1-2 pitch. And it's 2-2. Was that a cross-up, or did Walters just catch that awkward?
No, it's just a breaking ball, a curveball that really backed up on Kuhl. You expect that curveball to go down and away to Kutch.
So get a miss. Change up. And 1 out here in the first.
32nd, number 18, Didi Gregorius.
And here is Didi Gregorius.
Like Kutch right over top of that changeup. Good late life.
Chad Kuhl is 28 years old, facing Didi Gregorius. Kuhl, or Chet, as he's sometimes known,
Alter ego.
has pitched in 1 game so far this spring. He pitched 1 inning against the Baltimore Orioles. Had Tommy John surgery in 2019. That's it sharply through the hole on the right side. A base hit for Gregorius.
That is pulling your hands through. 94 up underneath him. He just pulls that knob through and shoots it to right field.
Number 3, Bryce Harper.
All right, so a base runner for Bryce Harper. Going up to the sounds of The Greatest Showman. His first at bat in spring training. Last year he appeared in 10 games as a designated hitter And most of those were toward the end of the season, the last week of the year. And part of it was he had a back issue that was hampering him at the plate, but was also hampering him even more so. He couldn't throw a ball.
Yeah.
And should he have sat out? Probably. He wouldn't, though. And he spent the offseason really getting the back in better shape, taking care of the components that would lead to a stronger back in that area. Got the spring a couple days late because he went through this routine that he wanted to finish off, which Joe Girardi was totally open to. And it's nice to see him back out there.
Oh, let's face it. I mean, he's got a very violent swing. I mean, and he's 100% all the time, laying out all over the field. He swings hard, and you can see why he would have back issues from time to time.
He spent, it was more than it was about a half hour, I think, with all of us on Zoom.
And that's not wind aided either. We saw his 2-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah, there's a gentle breeze right now. Gentle.
That's it.
There was nothing gentle about this swing.
When he's doing this, the opposition is going to be in deep trouble.
Segura slowly left side. Defoe. Yeah, there are 2 outs. Oh, that was pretty enticing to watch that.
Great to see.
Yep.
Really is.
Phillies yesterday had 6 home runs. The most the Phillies have had in a spring training game since March 2 years ago against Toronto. And Harper hit a home run that game. But yesterday they had 6. Mookie Moniak had 2. Andrew Knapp right on the hands. And the side is retired, but the Phillies strike first. They've picked up today right where they left off yesterday. A 2-run home run by Bryce Harper the opposite way in his first plate appearance this spring. Fastball, and he didn't miss it. On to the concourse next to Frenchie's. It's 2-0 Phillies on top as we go to the second. Well, we are excited to welcome fans back to Citizens Bank Park and take a look at swings like that from Bryce Harper. The 2021 season will kick off with limited capacity of 8,800 fans per game. Philly season ticket holders will be given the first priority. The public on sale date with limited ticket availability for select home games, excluding opening day, will be Friday, March 12th. Visit Phillies.com for more information. Anthony Alford will lead it off. He has a home run already this spring. As Harper chatting with JT Realmuto, who no longer has the cast bent on his hand.
Correct.
Now has a splint. Chase Anderson talked about Realmuto. You know, he said that Caleb Cotham was one of the reasons why he wanted to sign with the Phillies. He said also the other reason is he thinks the Phillies are going to compete, and he wants that because he's been used to going to the playoffs. He said, but you know, JT Realmuto is one of the big reasons why he wanted to sign with the Phillies, because of what he brings to that catching position and the way he handles the staff.
It is amazing how certain guys can instill confidence in you. You know, you just have that rapport with them. And JT's one of those guys.
Yeah. That's across the board from everybody. 2-2. We mentioned Derek Johnson, who's now the pitching coach for the Reds, a swing and a miss. And how much Chase Anderson loved working with him when he was the Brewers pitching coach. Derek was also the Baseball America Coach of the Year in 2019. In 2017, that was basically the best year that Anderson had in the big leagues. He was 12-4 with a 2.74 earned run average. And he said a lot of that had to do with Derek and the way he spoke to him and got him prepared for starts. So he said that it's his hope, from the way he's spoken to people, that Caleb Cotham will do the same type of things since they work together in Cincinnati.
He has that ability. You know, we talked to Joe Girardi about it. He said, "I'll take that."
Yeah.
Little PFP here, pitcher's fielding practice. But Joe Girardi was very complimentary of Caleb. He said Caleb has the ability to fix guys both mechanically and analytically. So, you know, you see some, maybe you're dropping your arm. Okay, we can do that. But analytically, he's got the numbers to go along with maybe certain pitch counts, how to attack certain hitters. You know, from a number standpoint, we know numbers play such a big part in today's game.
Here's Rodolfo Castro. Castro is only 21 years old. You want to talk about a bright future? In 2019, in Single A, he had 19 home runs and 73 runs batted in. He was 19. Oh, 2.
Not the easiest league to hit in either in A-ball. Ball really doesn't travel in that humidity.
0-2 pitch. Curveball. That's a dandy of a pitch. 3 strikeouts for Anderson. His afternoon is probably complete.
He's going to have to go to the bullpen and get his pitch count up.
We thought the same thing with Matt Moore yesterday.
There's a good overhand curveball right here. Excellent pitch to get Rodolfo.
The latest stories, stats, videos, and more. All of your Phillies content in one place. NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com. Spencer Howard is next up for the Phillies, and he's warming up in the bullpen. Will Crow is warming up for the Pirates as Chad Kuhl faces Brad Miller. And it's 0-1.
A lot of early swings here by the Phils today.
Is that just because the guys are kind of feeling their way through in their first few at-bats in spring training?
Yeah, I just think guys tend to be a little bit more, maybe more aggressive early on. Pitchers wanting to get ahead with fastballs. Although Cole's been throwing quite an assortment of changeups to these lefties today, early on.
That ball's hit well. Out to right field, right on the nose, but right at Stokes.
Batting seventh, number 7, Matt Joyce, right field.
Ben, let me edit that real quick.
Okay.
Ball was hit right at Stokes, but that was more toward the end of the bat.
A little bit off the end, yes. Good swing, though. And I think some guys definitely have certain approaches in spring training, but I think, you know, you can't change the spots on a leopard. If you're an aggressive hitter, you're going to be aggressive in spring training for the most part.
Check swing. Charging is Evans. Wow, play.
Excellent play.
Good stretch by Will Craig, too. Yeah, they're 2 outs.
So Walters do this last inning against Chase Anderson, and just an excuse me swing here. That is an excellent play. I mean, excellent play.
Two away, and Roman Quinn is the hitter. So the Phillies have 9 home runs this spring, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
As Roman beats to second base.
It's such a joy
to watch him run.
It just is.
I agree.
It never gets old. Another first pitch swing here.
Well, I guess they're thinking if they get a fastball, they're going to go after it on that first pitch.
Yeah.
Anyway, 9 home runs. 5 by the center fielders that are battling for spots.
The fastball down the middle. He hooks it down the right field line, and it's just a whole different animal. It really is.
You mean the speed?
Yeah, I mean, it's like.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find anybody. I don't want to speak out of turn, but on this ball club that can run with him. Luke Williams is pretty quick, but I don't think he's Roman Quinn quick. 1-1. Torreyes. Last year had hit 143. In limited time, he came up to help out the Phils from a utility standpoint. Check swing.
That hit him out of the box?
I think he was still in, if it did.
Let's go to replay, Tom.
Or he avoided it because he's way more limber than me or you.
Yes.
One ball, 2 strikes to Torreyes, the number 9 hitter for the Phillies. Andrew McCutchen is on deck. Fouled on the third base line.
That was a good one to hit there. Hanger. I know that's not exactly where Chad Kuhl wanted to throw it. 1-2 count. He probably wanted to bury that breaking ball, but he left it up in the zone.
Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Torreyes. Swing and a miss. Well, he kept throwing on that breaking ball. Finally got him to swing over it. Second strikeout for Kuhl. And the Phillies are retired here in the second. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Chet's done. We'll go to the third. Oh, my goodness. Here are your Phillies loud and clear. Your favorite team is getting mic'd up. Bryce Harper, of course, that's Hector Neris, Joe Girardi, and more are giving you exclusive behind-the-scenes content from Clearwater. Check out the Loud and Clear Mic'd Up series available at youtube.com/Phillies. Oh, boy. He's funny.
He's hilarious.
Funny. I texted him the other day, and I told him how funny the segments have been. And,
you know, he's a guy that truly appreciates just living. Like, he just loves life, and he truly appreciates where he is in the game of baseball.
So great. Here's Spencer Howard. Last year, 6 starts for Spencer at a 5.92 earned run average. He'll take over for Chase Anderson, who went the first 2 and struck out 3 and looked really good, Ben.
He looked excellent. Excellent.
And the former #1 pick for the Pirates, Will Craig, tries a check swing. Spencer was asked, I guess about a week after spring training got underway, about his velocity, because all of a sudden it had dropped last year. That one's off the hands, caught by Didi. That's 95, and it just shattered the bat. And he said he was fine. He was healthy. He was mechanical, I guess, more than anything else. And they think they fixed it. He said it was kind of surprising to him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was good early in ball games, and then it just seemed like the 3rd, 4th inning that there's that 3-mile-an-hour drop off, and that could be, it's a big difference.
Yes, so there's 97. I don't think we saw 97 last year, Ben.
But do you see the finish on that pitch?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not throwing it to Andrew Knapp's mitt. He's throwing it through the mitt. Oh.
2 balls and no strikes. Well, speaking of throwing, Chase Anderson, an excellent 2 innings today. He joins us in the dugout. Chase, Tom McCarthy, Ben Davis here in Philadelphia. Nice job today. I mean, you look really good, really comfortable.
No, I appreciate it. It feels good to get back out there, and having those fans is huge.
So we haven't asked the guys that. We probably should ask. Is there a different feel than last year when you were pitching in Buffalo to have fans interacting while you're in the game now?
Yeah, it's good to hear that noise and just to kind of that background noise, not through the speakers, and just kind of feel the energy in the stadium. The fans bring that, and I'm looking forward to continuing to increase those capacity of each stadium to see those fans out there to continue to help us bring the energy. And it's quite a difference from having the cardboards out there.
Chase, yeah, exactly right. All 3 pitches really working well today, but the one that impressed me the most was the 4-seamer at the top of the zone. Was that designed by plan?
Yeah. I think for me, that's kind of my bread and butter with off the curveball and the changeup and then the cutter. My fastball plays well up there, and I just try to keep it above the thigh line. Usually I can get it to where I want to, and usually pretty successful with that location.
I thought, and I know you talked about that last week when we chatted with you on Zoom, was command on the inside part of the plate. I think all of you guys, all you starters so far, have had that command to fill up that strike zone early on this spring.
Yeah, I think it's more back to a mentality thing about attack the strike zone, get ahead of guys, and when you do that, you're usually pretty successful. That was my main thing coming into camp, is just get after those hitters and let them know that I was on the mound.
How great is it working with Caleb?
Oh, it's awesome. That was another reason I signed here, having him and just what he brings to the table with having a mentor in Derek Johnson, who was my pitching coach in Milwaukee for a few years, and knowing that they were really close, and just the same terminology, a lot of things that I'm learning that are newer. And I think the biggest thing with Caleb is he brings a lot of energy to the table, and really excited to continue to work with him this season.
Yeah, I thought that was a great answer. The other thing I thought, Chase, that you explained beautifully when we talked last week on Zoom about competition. And you talked about when you were in Milwaukee, you had to compete for a job, and that was 17 was your best year when you did that. So it kind of gets you locked into spring training almost immediately.
It does, and I think for me that brings out the best in me, and I think it does for a lot of guys. So I'm looking forward to that this spring, and we have a lot of good arms, and it's been a lot of fun getting to know these guys in the clubhouse and off the field. A lot of great dudes in this on this team. So I'm looking forward to it, and it's great to be a part of the Phillies.
All right, so you only threw 18 pitches. Do you have to do anything now to get your pitch count up before your next outing?
No, I think we'll leave it at that,
okay.
And maybe throw a few more in the bullpen in between. So I feel pretty good with that.
That's great. Well, Chase, we appreciate it. We look forward to catching up with you again down the road, and look forward to catching up with you when you're back up here in Philadelphia, too.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me on.
Thanks so much, Chase.
Chase from Texas worked out with Nick Williams this past offseason, and that's where he asked where Nick told him great place to play, great fans. So that was kind of cool. I can't remember the last time you go through the rotation one time and you've had this much success. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you look at him today. You liked everything you saw out of Chase Anderson. You really did.
Oh, Spencer Howard on the outside part of the plate. Woo! 5 strikeouts for the Phillies pitchers through the first 3 innings. 3 for Chase, 2 for Spencer. You wonder where the fastball is? Well, at least for today, it's there. And so is the location. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. Along with Ben Davis, I'm Tom McCarthy. The Fanatic is in the house. He's out bouncing around with Tom, our camera operator, in center field. He's got 23 seconds to get out of everybody's eyesight. As Wheels would like to say, Ben, he's got 20 seconds of shtick left.
Oh my gosh, is he funny?
He is funny.
He's out there stretching with the Pirates today before the game.
Yep, he's got to stay stretched.
Very limber.
Boy, you use that word very freely, don't you? Blowing kisses to Pod 17 out on the berm. Well, we love the green guy. Everybody does.
He has his sunscreen on today. You never be too safe, Tom.
He adheres to CDC guidelines, Ben. Will Crowe is the new pitcher for the Pirates as we go to the 3rd. He takes over for Chad Kuhl. I thought Kuhl, despite the home run, had some good stuff today.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. He was pretty efficient as well, only throwing 26 pitches.
Breaking ball. 1-1 to McCutchen, who struck out his first plate appearance. Archie Bradley's warming up in the bullpen for the Phillies, so Spencer Howard might be done after 1. 1-2. There's Arch. A swing at a foul tip at 94. And McCutchen strikes out, and 1 out here in the 3rd.
Shortstop, Pete Gregorius.
Crowe pitching backwards. Starts Andrew off with a couple sliders. Finishes him off with a fastball.
Crowe made it to the big leagues last year with Washington. He pitched in 3 games. Earned run average over 14 out of the University of South Carolina. Change up outside, 1-0.
It's quite the complex down there, from what I understand. South Carolina, the baseball program.
Yes. All of them.
Yeah.
Ben, I mean, if it doesn't matter where you go to Vanderbilt. Oof. Crowe was part of the Josh Bell trade. Josh Bell went from the Pirates to the Nationals, and Crowe came back in that deal. He was the 6th best prospect in the Nationals organization, according to MLB, and the 8th according to Baseball America. Left side. Oh, Evans really battling the sky. Makes the catch. 2 outs. And that brings Bryce Harper up.
Designated hitter.
All right, this is what he did last time, Ben.
Fastball right down Broadway. He does not try and pull it. I mean, that's way out.
Yeah.
And again, the wind's not blowing like it was last couple days. As a sight to behold, that's for sure. What Bryce does so well is you can see it on that home run. He keeps his left elbow, so his back elbow, so connected to his backside. You know, that's everything. That's where you get all your power. You know, you stay connected with that backside elbow, you get into a good, powerful position. That elbow starts creeping out a little bit. You know, you're going to get around pitches. Watch his back elbow. Man, that is a position of strength. You start getting that back elbow away from your body, you start getting out and around balls.
2 balls and no strikes. Bryce showed up at spring training. His first day had a clear water shirt. Say
Yes,
it, Ben.
clear water.
Yep. Philly Fanatic bat.
He gets it. He
Well,
flat out gets it.
He definitely does. He said his wife Kayla found the shirt. He's housing Bryson Stott this spring. Did you ever stay in somebody's house in spring training? Well, you were #2 overall pick, but
I never stayed in someone's house. I'd always rent an apartment.
well, that's not as exciting as staying
No.
at Bryce Harper's house. Castro a little soft with the body on that ball. He had plenty of time.
I don't think he wanted to get in front of it, Tom. Oh, it was blistered.
Second baseman, Gene Segura.
110 exit velo.
Yeah.
It has been scored a hit. Can't get the man out, Ben. He's not going to get out the entire spring. Now Gene Segura. Joe Girardi loves talking about Gene Segura. Loves talking about his personality. That ball gets away from Walters up to second. Goes Harper. Clubhouse chemistry as a whole is important. Doesn't matter what you do for a living. But Joe discusses the relationship between Didi and Gene. And Gene, you know, Gene's vocal in English and Spanish, but when Didi showed up, that's when he really got vocal last week.
They're good buddies.
Talking to Gene last week, and we were talking about the infield, about him playing second base, he said the good thing is that you have 2 shortstops in his mind, basically playing up the middle. And Didi at short, and then Gino at second base. He said so in their minds they can get to anything, and that, you know, it's hard to find that around baseball, to have guys that have that kind of ability.
It really is. You know, we talked the other day about always being strong up the middle, and you know, between second, short, and catching position, it's hard to find anybody stronger than the Phils up the middle.
Lays off to a 2. Out to center field, and it's right at Goodwin. The inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We'll head to the 4th. Phillies on top, 2-0.
Fans, take a look at your ticket and seat location.
Please turn away. Please turn away. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Nissan. Catch the thrill of the Drive Nissan sales event now. Make contact with your local Nissan store today. You want to know how hard it is to be a camera operator? Well, we've got Exhibit A right now on how not to do it. Yep.
My goodness.
You can't look at it for a long time. You can laugh about it. Chris Ware.
There he is.
There he is, and there he goes. And there he is again, and there he goes. Oh, he's funny. Top of the 4th inning. Makes you dizzy, doesn't it make you dizzy?
In a second.
Archie Bradley is the new pitcher for the Phillies after a stellar inning by Spencer Howard.
Number 23, Archie Bradley.
Archie Bradley signed to a 1-year contract by the Phils.
Big personality, big fastball, max effort guy. Every pitch.
He started his career as a starting pitcher, but then the Diamondbacks just felt like he was better suited to be in the bullpen, and they were right. Went to the Reds last season after starting the year in Arizona. The first pitch low, 1 ball, no strikes. He finished with a 2.95 earned run average last year in 16 games, and he had 6 saves. Will he be in the 8th inning this year or the 9th inning? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that is yet to be determined, although Joe continues to say that he would like to have roles this year. Dave Dombrowski and Sam Fold have done an excellent job bringing in all these veterans to help this bullpen, which was, well, it was bad last year.
Yeah.
2-1 pitch. 2-2.
He's not going to waste any time either out there.
Good breaking ball. Goodwin strikes out for the 2nd time today. And 1 out here in the 4th.
He throws 2 fastballs right by Goodwin. So you're thinking, he just threw 2 by me. There's no way he's going to throw any off-speed pitch. And he drops Uncle Charlie on you, walking back to the bench.
Gotta love the pace too, right?
Yeah.
It's sharply right side off the glove of a diving Segura. That's the first hit of the day for the Pirates.
First base runner.
Yep. And it comes with 1 out here in the 4th inning. And that'll bring Phillip Evans up.
He's had a couple really nice plays in the field, has Evans.
Back easily is Defoe. Charlie Hayes' son, Cabrian Hayes, is one of the top prospects in the Pirates organization. Some people think he is the top prospect. And he's going to man 3rd base, and rightfully so. Last year, he appeared in 24 games and only hit .376, Ben, and 5 home runs.
Is that good?
Even in a 60-game season, that's good.
And alive.
The ball's in 1 strike. Defoe leading off first. And Knapp, they almost got him.
It is close. That is definitely one part of Andrew Knapp's game that I think that has improved tremendously since he got called up a few years ago. It's his throwing. And they work on a lot. They do. Do it on the road, do it at home. He gets out and he knows his playing time is going to be limited, but trying to get the most out of it when he's in there. And his arm strength has improved. His accuracy has improved. His feet have improved. He gets to his feet so efficiently.
Yeah, Zach Eflin was talking about that the other day after his appearance against the Blue Jays. You know, he and Andrew Knapp have basically grown up in the Phillies organization together after, you know, Zach came over from the Padres / Dodgers, because he was, you know, with both within a matter of 24 hours.
Correct.
And he discussed just how good Andrew is behind the plate, but also how good he is in preparing to be behind the plate. And that's what you're talking about.
Exactly right. You know, you talk about the footwork. If you're lucky enough to be a catcher and be blessed with a tremendous arm, that's only half the battle. And then I try and explain that to guys, and they're like, well, if you have a good arm, you have a good chance of throwing guys out. It's the foundation, your footwork, that puts you in the perfect position to throw. You know, it's Pudge Rodriguez, and again, I never saw Johnny Bench play. It goes back and forth. Who's the best catcher of all time? Is it Pudge Rodriguez? Is it Johnny Bench, right? Johnny Bench threw the heck out of the baseball, but I got to play against Pudge for a lot of years. Pudge was blessed with an absolute howitzer for an arm. But how efficiently Pudge got to his feet, that's what made him the good thrower that he was. He got to his feet efficiently. It was quick. You know, he wasn't the tallest guy, but he got to his feet so quickly. And to top it off, he had that bazooka of an arm. That's what made him so good, was his footwork.
Here's Anthony Alford. That one just a bit inside.
Was it?
According to James Hoy, it was, Ben. Out of play. One ball, one strike. Alford struck out in his first plate appearance. Hit .250 last year with the Pirates. We saw him for the first time when he was with the Blue Jays. And the 1-1 pitch. A little tardy on that 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Phillies fans, suit up for a brand new season at MLBshop.com. Check out the new 2021 gear and shop the largest selection of official caps, t-shirts, hoodies, collectibles, and more. Gear up with Phils at MLBshop.com. Two and two.
Nice job by Andrew, staying over top of that baseball.
Tony Walters on deck. Over to shortstop, could be two. There's one, and Segura not able to turn it. Alford does run well.
Catcher.
6-4 on the putout. Is he going to get on him about that flip a little bit, Ben, you think?
Well, is it in between Hop to Didi? I think that's why the toss wasn't there, but can't turn two if you don't get the first one.
Well, they got the first one. And Walters takes strike one. Side off the glove of Miller. Segura has it, bare hands, throws it, time. 3-4-3 on the putout. Joe Girardi likes that. He'll join us as we go to the bottom of the fourth. The Phillies up 2-0.
We go to Chick-fil-A all
Top Joe Girardi joins us down in Clearwater. Joe, I don't know where we should start. I mean, do we start with your pitchers today, or you want to start with Bryce Harper?
Let's start with our pitchers. Because you win with pitching. Hitting's great, and Charlie has explained in the meeting that we had before the season started that it's easier to win when you score a lot of runs, but you have to pitch, and I've been really pleased. I mean, you look at the last few days, we've thrown the ball extremely well. And we're going to see some more guys today. We're going to see Neris, Alvarado, Brogdon, Coonrod, and Romero. So we're seeing some power today, and I'm excited about that.
All right, so, you know, Chase Anderson looked really good for 2 innings, and he only threw 18 pitches. And then Spencer Howard was just explosive with his fastball today.
Yeah, we had him at 95, 96 all day, which is really good to see. So, you know, for Spence, he'll go 2 innings the next time. His progression will start, you know, it will take place as well. But really good to see.
You know, Joe, anytime Bryce Harper goes out to left field, it's got to be a great sign.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you get really excited about it. I mean, it's amazing. There are guys that, you know, seem to never skip a beat. You know, he hasn't had it at bat all spring. His first at bat, he goes yard.
Yeah.
The opposite way. So it must be nice to, you know, not skip a beat. I skipped a lot of beats.
It's just not that easy, is it?
Is there a little pressure? No. Is there a little pressure on our color guy Ben today?
Yeah, there is. I mean, we had 9 yesterday, Ben, 9 spot.
Well, there's nobody out yet.
It's true. 1 and 2, but Napper's down 1 ball 2 strikes. I don't know. we were on for, what was it, 40 minutes, Joe? Is that what it was yesterday?
Oh yeah, we had a great conversation.
Yeah, we covered everything.
We covered everything.
Yeah.
Joe.
All started with a missed pop-up.
That's right. That's right. And Joe called it as soon as it left the bat. I was wondering if you're going to say whether he's going to throw this away or not. 1-3 on the putout.
It's a little easier today, pop-ups, because there's some more, you know, there's some clouds in the sky. But yesterday there was not a cloud in the sky, and you just knew it was, every ball that went up was trouble.
Absolutely. We heard the news today about JT that the cast is off and it's a splint now. That's a good sign.
Really good sign. So he'll start to do a little more. I mean, it's not like he's going to throw yet or he's going to hit yet, but they can do more aggressive treatment, do some strengthening of that hand, because you're in a cast for 2 weeks, you're going to lose some strength. But we're happy where he's at, and to be able to take the cast off, I think is a really good sign.
You know, obviously, Joe, Andrew Knapp in there today, and I just got done talking about how his throwing has really improved since he was called up to the big leagues a few years ago. I mean, these guys work at it a lot, but his footwork seems to be getting quicker and quicker.
Yeah, and as you get more opportunities, I think you continue to grow as a player. But Nappy's a really hard worker. Is that a dunk? That's a dunk.
Yeah, it is. Ball gets away. Miller's going to go to second. All kinds of things happening down there.
Yeah, I looked right on my scorecard, and all of a sudden he's running to second base.
Yeah. Ball got away from the first baseman.
So can you give me the replay? What happened there?
I was writing it down also, Joe, so I don't know, but we can replay it and see what happens. All right, we're going to watch it. Miller takes a turn around first, little wide, slams on the brakes, but not too hard. Oh, the ball just was bad throw. They're just trying to throw it behind
From left, was he throwing it to second base?
No.
Oh, he tried to throw it behind him.
He threw it behind him, yeah. And he went right on past him.
Not a wise decision there.
No, it was not. It was rather aggressive. All right, so Matt Joyce is the hitter with 1 man down. Joe, we also, for the first time today, got a chance to see Didi play. I know it's his second game. Nice to have him back in the middle of the infield.
Yes, and Didi did a great job of staying in shape down in Curacao. They were actually kind of playing games down there, you know, because there were a lot of guys that were left down there, and he was getting bats, and he was playing, you know, 5, 6 innings, 7 innings. So we weren't too concerned about him being behind. So Didi's in a good spot, and it's great to have him out there.
He's got the headphones on, just so you know. Oh, no, he took them off. I'm sorry, Joe. He took the headphones off. He was listening for a moment.
Oh. Well, yesterday, I don't know if you could see, but he was taking pictures all day.
Oh, was he? I didn't see that.
And Yeah, he goes in the dugout. You know, he loves photography, and he's a really artsy kind of guy, and he creates a lot of things, and he was taking photos. So I asked him if he had a press pass, and he told me no. So I wanted to kick him out. But
that's funny. Roman Quinn up now. That center field competition, you got to know. Sounds like with the way Moniak's playing, you're going to throw him in the mix there too.
I think you have to. I mean, it's a young man that, you know, I know you know, if you look at his numbers last year, they're not going to be, you know, not going to say, oh, you know, he deserves a chance. He didn't have a lot of at-bats, but I liked his at-bats. I liked the way he played the outfield. He's come in a little bit bigger and stronger and more mature in his approach to the plate. I thought his approach was really good last year. And I think, you know, if you're here, you have a chance. And you know, he's kind of setting the mark right now for all the guys. You know, but it seems like they've all have done some good things, and we got a long ways to go, but we'll continue to evaluate every day.
It's such a good problem to have. I mean, you talk about you look at the starting pitching today. I mean, that's going to be a big decision for you to make. In this center field, if these guys keep playing like this, I mean, it's going to be awfully hard on you guys.
It's a really good problem to have, and I think the other thing is going to be really hard is the bullpen. You know, if these guys all throw well, because the quality of the non-roster invitees that we brought in is absolutely incredible. I mean, we had a guy that's second in saves. You have a guy in Watson who's thrown extremely well. Rondon has thrown extremely well. So, I mean, that's going to be really interesting too.
Yeah, Mitchell threw well yesterday.
Yeah, he's thrown really well both times.
Yeah.
Nova threw really well the other day. So we're going to have some hard decisions.
Well, as Ben said, that is good to have. Just the opportunities to have competition like that. Roman slams one out towards center.
That's too bad. That's a really good swing.
Joe, it wasn't as quick. It wasn't as long as yesterday, but we always appreciate it.
Ben, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you, Joe. We'll be back. Top of the fifth. Appearance the opposite way. This was a long one, and this is the margin for today's game. Phillies are up 2-0. That one bounced on the concourse and went right past Frenchie's Tiki Bar. And Bryce joins us now off his 2 at-bats and his 2 hits. Bryce, Tom, and Ben up here in Philadelphia. It was nice to see that swing there today.
Yeah, it felt good. You know, you kind of get the jitters going again because the fans are out here and heart's racing a little bit. So it's definitely fun to get out here and get under the sun again and get a couple at bats.
How is the back feeling, Bryce?
It's doing good. I feel good right now. I feel good when I swing and stuff like that. So we're progressing really well right now. I'll probably end up playing against Tampa as well. So, against the Yankees in Tampa. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel tomorrow morning when I come in. But I'm sure I'll feel okay.
You mentioned the fans. We've been talking about that with the players. It is nice to have that sort of ambiance back at the ballpark, even though it's in a limited way, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that was the biggest thing last year for us. You know, it was definitely different not having fans. We had the cardboard cutouts. But you guys know how much I love the fans and, you know, them coming out and stuff like that and being in opposing stadiums and the fans yelling and screaming and things like that. So I really thrive on those situations. And like I said, I was really excited for them to be back here today and looking forward to, you know, them getting back in the bank, you know, opening day.
Yeah, 8,800 is at least at this point, and hopefully that's even more as the year goes on. Bryce, we obviously aren't down there to get a chance to get a sense of this, but I get a sense that the locker room, the clubhouse, chemistry-wise, is even better this year than it's been the last couple of years. Is that wrong?
Yeah, I think we have a great group of guys. I think Dombrowski did an unbelievable job bringing in a really good mix of veteran guys and young guys to really round out our lineup and our bullpen and our starting staff as well. I thought the two great signs, I mean, he did a great job all the way around, but Tony Watson and Kinsler in our bullpen, bringing those veteran guys in to kind of mold some of the guys down there that are a little bit younger, bringing Brad Miller back. He's a great clubhouse guy, good person as well. Joycey, I mean, just all around, I think we've done a great job in bringing in the right guys, a good mix of, veteran, middle tier guys and young guys as well. So very excited about where we're going this year, very excited about getting started. I think we definitely need to have a sense of urgency of what we want to do as a team, as an organization, and it's going to be a tough division that we're playing in. So I'm really looking forward to getting it started.
Talk about that division, Bryce. Obviously, you have to do damage in your division if you want to get into the playoffs. I mean, there's some good squads out there and some good arms out there. But how do you guys think you're going to handle that? I mean, there's some good competition there, to put it mildly. But you guys I think you're kind of just taking it every day. Just worrying about your own business and going about doing the things you need to do to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do, right? I mean, is to go out there and try to build from within and be better from within, and worry about what your team and your organization is doing. Players often, I do the same thing as, we don't have to worry about the other guys, but we kind of do. You kind of have to worry about what other teams are doing to figure out where they're at in the standings and how many games you have to win, and this, and vice versa. So we have a very good division. I don't know if anybody's going to win 100 games in our division or 95 games in our division. It's going to be very tough to, win in this division. There's great pitching all around this division, from Miami all the way to New York. And then you got the 3 horses in D.C., and then you have your 5 in Atlanta. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be tough. I think we're going to get a good sense of where we're at as a team in the first 2 weeks or so, when we do face, the Mets and the Braves. So, I think we just got to, plug along and take it game by game and month by month, and hopefully be where we want to be and be where we need to be at the end of the season.
Bryce, you mentioned last year at the end you were having trouble even throwing. You're able to do everything right now? Throw, run around in the outfield, all those kind of things?
Yeah, I'm still shagging, stuff like that. I'm on a throwing program right now.
Cool.
About 140 feet right now, so still trying to get through that. I'll probably throw to bases maybe tomorrow or Monday or something like that. Just depends. Actually, Monday off day. So maybe Tuesday or Wednesday next week. So once I do that and I feel good about it, I've tried to kind of relearn my motion of throwing a little bit too. So I'm working on that. So I just need to get through that and get through my progressions. And once I get through that and throw the bases, I should be ready to go. Hopefully late next week to get on field and play in a game.
Bryce, we appreciate it, buddy. We're glad you're healthy.
Bryce.
It was great seeing you out there today. Get 2 knocks, and we'll see you again down the road.
Hey, thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, Bryce Harper joining us. I got to say that one of the things that I was really impressed with, I think I mentioned this the other day, when he was describing Bryson Stott and, what kind of player he likened his swing to. I think you just heard some of sort of his baseball IQ, talking about the division and knowing the schedule. He just has a great perspective about those things.
Yeah, and he realizes it's not going to be easy, but I think they just have a different mentality. Like, okay, everyone's talking about the Mets and their signings, and Atlanta, how well they did last year. But I think there's like, okay, you know what? You can talk about them all you want, but we're just going to worry about us. And that's exactly what he said. And I think that's what they're doing down there. They're just worrying about themselves. They know they have a good nucleus. They're going to swing the bats, and the additions that they've made with the bullpen, and I just think they're in a good spot right now. I do.
1-2 as Hector Neris got the first 2 hitters in this inning, as Hector making his first appearance this spring.
And I could be wrong, but I think that strikeout was a slider.
It was definitely not a split.
Yeah.
It was not a fastball.
It was not a fastball.
That was the one he got Will Craig with?
Yes.
You would think change up here or split here. As he says, the split is my changeup. Fastball?
Fastball in and up. A bit of speed him up to slow him down pitch there. Indeed it was.
1-2 pitch. Popped up foul and out of play, and it remains 1-2. Kramer missed all of last year. He had hip surgery for the Pirates. So he's battling his way back. Check swing. Did he go? He did. 2 strikeouts for Hector. 8 strikeouts overall for the Phillies staff this afternoon.
Hey, I'll probably be here.
We go to the bottom of the 5th. Phil's up 2-0. Connect, engage, and keep up with the Phils when you follow @Phillies on all social media platforms. You got Ben's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. @Phillies has a little something for everyone. Get up close and personal with the team and players with fun original content you won't find anywhere else. Follow @the Phillies today. Mr. Spring Training is not on TikTok yet, although he did do a little more dancing today. Somebody's telling him that he's on television right now.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Spring Training will introduce the first hitter and the pitcher.
49. Blake Cedarland. And batting for the Phillies, third baseman Ronald Torres.
Very nice, Wheels.
Well done, Wheels.
Very nice.
Marple Newtown's finest.
That's right. Torres struck out his first time up. Blake Cedarland, Pirates' 5th round pick in 2016. Man, that's only 99.
With run.
I kept writing his name down because we knew that he was pitching today. And Ben, every time I wrote it down, well, I wrote it down in 3 different places, but I kept writing Brett Cedarblad and not Blake Cedarland. Brett Cedarblad, that's a really good play. Stokes tracking it down in foul territory for the first out here of the 5th inning.
He really stayed with that. I just assumed that ball was going to be in the stands.
I did too.
Gets over there, fearless. That's an excellent play.
He never even looked to see where he was.
No.
Anyway, Brett Cedarblad was an Australian pitcher that pitched in the Red Sox organization. Really good pitcher. And that just brought back memories to the days in the minor leagues in Trenton, New Jersey. McCutchen struck out twice today. He's 0 for 2. Alvarado warming up in the bullpen. Will be our first look at him this spring. A big feller. And he can throw hard.
Yes.
Hutchin turns on that one and sends it to deep left field. It is gone. Forget about those 2 strikeouts. McCutchen with his first spring training home run, his 2nd hit overall, and the Phillies are on top 3-0.
I'm going to take 2 sliders for strikes, and then I'm going to take 98 up out of the park. Oof. That is something. Talk about quick hands. I mean, he just buggy whipped that through the zone. That's just bad, just flying through.
Cedarland knew it too. I mean, just the sound alone. Got to practice everything in spring, including rock, paper, scissors. We'll get an update later on Dusty's social media, on his Twitter, to let us know who won. Didi hits it down the left field line. Our initial reports are that both threw rock down.
It's a draw.
Oh, 0-1 to Gregorius. Hoppy is on deck. He'll pinch hit for Bryce. To the right side. This one's gobbled up by Castro. 2 outs here in the 5th.
For the Phillies, in the DH spot, batting for Harper, number 86, Logan Hoppy.
Speaking of Andrew McCutchen, let's take a look at our Citizen stats leaders, brought to you by Citizens, the official bank of the Phils. McCutchen, former first-round pick, 11th overall in the 2005 draft by the Pirates. We mentioned 9 seasons. He won a Gold Glove in 12, the MVP in 13. That year was unbelievable.
Yeah, remarkable.
2013. And it was a 5-time All-Star. Still makes his home in the Pittsburgh area. One of the more likable people that you will meet in this game. So Hoppy up for the first time. Grounds one to third. Evans across the diamond. And the inning is over. But the Phils add another one. A solo home run by Andrew McCutchen. We've played 5. We'll go to the 6th in a 9-inning game. 3-0 Phillies. Time to nominate the great educator in your life for the Phillies All-Star Teacher Contest. 10 area teachers will be selected and recognized during the 2021 season. Submit your nomination for your All-Star teacher by 5 p.m. on March 19th. Enter now at Phillies.com. Ben was not voted the virtual teacher of the year. Meg might have been, but not Ben.
Definitely Meg. I had no chance. 0.
Here is Jose Alvarado, the Phillies picked up for the Tampa Bay Rays. I think you look at those numbers and realize that you hope that he is healthy and he'll revert back to the numbers from a couple of years ago.
And now pitching, number 46, Jose Alvarado.
Phillies have also made some changes out in the outfield. Mickey Moniak is in left field, and Bryson Stott takes over at shortstop. As Didi and McCutchen head on out.
It's a big man.
Yeah, we look back to the 2 years that Alvarado really dominated the American League East. 2017, 2018. An ERA of 2.79. Now, the last couple of years, because of injuries and a number of other things, the numbers haven't been as great. But as Sam Foltz said back in January when the Phillies signed him, there is a huge boost to 98-99 when you're looking at Alvarado, because he can hit those numbers. See, there's 97 on the outside part of the plate. And that's kind of the pitch. You know, Sam said it kind of acts like a right-hander's cutter.
Right.
That goes away from the right-handed hitter.
Got tremendous movement.
Sam said that he has a chance to have a special. I mean, look at that.
That's
special. He has a chance to provide a special arm and a special sort of canvas to work with. Facing Tony Stokes, who just made a fine play out in the outfield for the Pirates here in the top of the 6th. And 99.
This is the guy that you dread catching. You appreciate the stuff, but the pitch before that was 98, and it looked like a split finger, right?
Yes.
He called the same pitch, a sinker, and that last one was 99 and straight as a string. So you kind of get caught in the middle there as to where this ball is going to go.
0-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Well, that had some nice little cut action to it.
It's a 10th punch out.
Center fielder Brian Goodwin.
It's a 93-mile-an-hour slider. Stokes right over the top.
Yeah, that'll bring Goodwin up. He has been struck out twice today. I mean, it's 100 in the first week of spring training. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that anymore.
This guy's coming to camp in shape, but I mean, that ball straight down.
Joe was asked yesterday in his post-game Zoom about, when some of these guys were going to get in. He goes, "You're going to see every hard thrower we have tomorrow." Because we're also scheduled to see Brogdon and Coonrod today too. All right, Goodwin's taking a little stroll because that doesn't feel good.
I mean, lefty on lefty. I don't know how you, first of all, barrel the ball with that good sink. And I don't know how you keep it fair. That's why Goodwin just smoked it off his toe.
Well, at this point, you may not get the feeling back.
No. Yeah, I'll go back in there again. See, that's the pitch I'm talking about. How do you keep it fair?
Is that a rhetorical question?
No, it's got so much. I mean, it's there, and then all of a sudden the bottom falls out of it. So you go to swing at one point and the ball's not there anymore. You just have to come down across it and over top of it and smother it to your pull side if you're left-handed.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball. Second base, Segura has it. 2 outs. And that'll bring Defoe up for the 3rd time.
Shortstop, Wilmer Defoe.
Pirates did bring some extra men with them, so we're going to see some changes for them probably in the next inning as their hitters, or start to see changes because their hitters are getting 3 plate appearances, it looks like. And this is the 3rd for Goodwin, Defoe, and then Evans is up next. Defoe has the only hit, I should say. He is one of only 2 base runners today.
Oh, get a new one.
He's going to get a new bat. He'll have plenty of time to do so. 3 unassisted, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Alvarado. That's 9 pitches, so he follows up Neris's 1-2-3 with one of his own. Middle of the 6th, fills up 3-0. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your Philadelphia area local Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. Ben, that looks pretty sweet, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Even though you don't like the sun.
It's like a great place to get fried.
Yeah, it does that. There's no doubt about that. Edgar Santana is pitching for the Pirates. Last year for Santana was kind of a lost year. Connor Brogdon loosening up with the bullpen. Travis Swaggerty is in center field for the Pirates. I mentioned they'll start making some changes. There he is. Santana had a lost year last year because he failed a PED test and had to serve an 80-game suspension. 1-0 pitch to Segura. Pulled foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cedarlin gets credited with 1 inning for the Pirates. He allowed the home run. Segura 0 for 2. He pops this one up. Left side of the infield. Defoe says he hasn't. He does. 1 away. Get Corey and Jim's take on the Phils' first few spring training games. Keep track of your Phils all season long. Phillies Talk Podcast brought to you by Team Toyota. Jim Salisbury, one of our favorite people.
Yes.
In the history of people. Also is one of my favorite Zoom compadres because he's so funny before he even gets on Zoom.
He doesn't even know he's funny.
He doesn't even know. And we love him. And we love him for it. Andrew Knapp fouls the first one. It's 0-1. Andrew has grounded out twice. Once to second and one's back to the mound. Eflin was talking about Knapp the other day. We started that story before. He said, you know, in Double-A, he was the best hitter he had ever seen in pro ball. That's what Eflin said about Andrew Knapp. He said, I know the offense can be there on both sides if he plays more, which is what Joe did last year. He played him more. And it kind of gave them an opportunity. He got off to a good start. That really helped.
But again, he did it from both sides. I mean, it's
correct.
The pitchers put a lot of trust in Andrew as well. Andrew and JT really feed off each other, share information.
That is a nasty changeup.
His ball's moving all over the place.
Well, they're excited to have him back this year. Look at this wiffle ball coming right at you.
It's a good way to describe it. You never want to give the pitcher credit, but that might have been one of the times where you do.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? You got me. My bad. You're better than me.
Brad Miller is 1 for 2, singled his last time, and it's 0-1. Maybe a tough play depending on depending on whether Santana could get there in time, and he did. 1-3 on the putout. Phillies go down in order. That was arguably the best inning of the day for a Pirates pitcher. We head to the 7th. Dealers, or excuse me, your Toyota turning points. That's my bad. Bryce Harper the other way. Onto the concourse and then past Frenchies. Andrew McCutchen able to turn on that fastball. His first home run of the spring. Both players coming up with their first home runs of the spring. Those are your Toyota turning points of the game, or Toyota Camry turning points of the game. And now, your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. Phillies lead at 3-0. They've allowed only 1 hit today, Ben. The pitchers have been outstanding.
Yeah, they have. Downright dirty. I mean, to a man. And I know the Pirates haven't brought over the 27 Yankees lineup, but I mean, it's just the stuff that's coming out of their hands. Incredible.
Jankowski is in center field. Verling is in right field. And Nick Maton comes on to play third base. Garcia's at second base. You see him in the background. Joe Girardi getting his lineup straight. There's Garcia. Connor Brogdon delivers a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that goes out toward right field to Verling. One pitch, one away for Brogdon.
Designated hitter Anthony Alford.
I wonder how the Phillies pitching staff today would do in a basketball game. These guys are huge.
I think Derek Hall would be the center.
Yes.
If you added him too to that.
He'd probably make the squad.
Yeah. If you added him to the pitching staff and basketball players. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, with Archie Bradley, Alvarado, now Brogdon.
I would think Spencer's the guard, the point guard.
Probably two guard, shooting guard.
Well, who's going to run the point?
We'll go with Chase Anderson.
Okay. One ball and no strikes to Alford.
And you're heading out tonight to go to Richmond?
Heading to Richmond after this game for the Atlantic 10 semifinals tomorrow.
You never stop, do you?
Well, it just. No, I don't. On the hands out of play. I didn't really have a funny retort back for you.
You just don't.
Poppin. Got to throw hard, right?
You'd think.
One ball and one strike to Alford. Got St. Bonaventure in one semifinal tomorrow, Ben, and it looks like St. Louis. Looks like we're having chalk for the first two games of today's quarters.
Okay.
Yeah. Ben, what was it that Brogdon showed at the end of last year that leads you to believe he'll be successful this year? Is it just the? I mean, he did figure something out, right, at the end of last year?
Oh, he figured it out. I mean, that fastball command was not relying so much on that changeup, challenging guys. And to give him so much credit, because early on it did not go well for him. You know, his first batter he ever faced gave up a 3-run homer.
Right.
Right? So there's two ways that he could have gone. He could have gone south and said, I don't have what it takes to be in the big leagues. Or he said, you know what, enough of this. I'm tired of this. I'm better than this. And that's what he showed. He was ticked off, and he completely turned it around. He gave him credit for doing that. 6
outings in September and did not allow a run. In fact, struck out 14 in 8 2/3. The opposition hit .037. And Matt Breen has been asking all of the players these last couple weeks about statistics, like what statistic is the most important they think. Swing and a miss. That's unbelievable changeup. And there are 2 outs. And a couple of the pitchers have said whip. Well, in September, his whip was below 1. And it's this pitch that's his bread and butter, despite the fastball. But he also, the other answer that Matt's gotten a lot, and I hope I'm not letting the cat out of the bag that Matt's writing a story about statistics and baseball cards and things, but the OPS, and the OPS against him 178.
He's going to have to go throw some more pitches.
It sure is. 8 pitches, 6 fastballs, a couple of splits, and a 1-2-3 7th inning. Time to stretch. Here's Fournier. Join the best friend of the Philly fanatic and the director of fun and games for a backstage look at the Phillies. The Backstage with Burgoyne and Brazier podcast welcomes special guests like Charlie Manuel, Brad Lidge, Larry Boa, and many more to chat about their experiences, contributions, and history with the Phillies. Go to Phillies.com/podcast for details and tune-in information. Ben, there's a lot of things you got to work on in spring training, including your pursuit of foul balls. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh. Got to have a raspberry on that one, right?
You would think. Like he did it with ease.
Well, there are folks that can fall with ease, man. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Sean Poppin will face Matt Verling. Poppin, 26 years old, and he is out of the Twins organization, where he was a 19th round selection out of Harvard. Last year with Minnesota, he threw 7 2/3 and had an ERA of 4.70. Grounded to third. Nice backhanded stab. And a long throw. Verling was moving down the line.
What an arm.
So Owen just into the ball game. Makes a fine play.
Center fielder.
That's Hunter Owen.
You get an arm like this, you can afford to stay back on some balls. Gathers himself and then across the diamond.
I think the reaction of Mason Martin, who's playing first base now for the Pirates, after he started the around the horn and he threw it over, and he's like, put it over to him like, woof.
Yeah.
Andrew Susak is the new catcher for the Pirates. So you got a new battery for Pittsburgh. Jankowski is hitting for the Phillies. Jankowski also one of those guys that's looking for a spot in the Phillies outfield. That one's foul past Mason. Cal Mitchell is playing right field for Pittsburgh. He tracked that foul ball down. It was nice of him. There he is. Over to the left side. That's a base hit. It's a left field. Jankowski's aboard. It's a 1-out single. Now he can run.
Third base.
Beautiful swing there. You want to make a ball club, you got to take advantage of a pitcher's mistake. They try and go up top. Poppin does not get it there. Does not try and pull this pitch. I'll just go to the left. That is a pretty swing there.
And Smith and Jigba got it in quickly as Maton takes low and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Inside again, 2-0. Maton's gotten some action this spring, hitting .286.
There he goes.
There it goes. Pitch off the glove of Susak. And Jankowski will get a stolen base.
Tremendous jump.
Yeah. Viwan Bay had his hands up at second base. I don't think they even had a chance to get him even if he held on to it.
No, and that is the hardest pitch to throw on if you're a catcher. The pitch is down and into a lefty or down and away to a righty. You just have to really let that ball ride you back. You can't get up too soon because then you're out of the play.
Fly ball, right center field. It carried pretty well. Jankowski goes to third.
Left fielder, Mickey Moniak.
2 outs, and here's Mickey Moniak.
3-0 green light there to Maton.
Well, Moniak yesterday with 2 home runs off the bench.
Pulls his hands in right there, and that's over everything.
And he waves at the first offering. 0-1. This is the second one. This is a shot.
Pretty swing.
In the regular season, since 1901, only 2 Phillies have entered a game as a defensive replacement, which what Moniak did, and homered twice. Steve Jeltz, Jack Knight, and then John Mayberry and Ryan Howard. They were pinch hitters
Right.
when they came in.
I read that stat. I'm like, man, they really do have a stat for everything.
Inside 1-2. Got to make sure we threw that stat out there because Jim Hogan, Kenny Ayers, Chris Ware, Greg Castriato, those guys are working hard in spring training, helping us out. We appreciate it very much.
They really are helpful for us. I mean, they all those numbers to us. Oof.
Broke his bat. Out to short. Bay's got it. Well, he hit 2 really far yesterday, so he was due to hit one not so far. Sawed off. We go to the 8th. Phillies up 3-0. Stream all of our games this season with the My Teams app on and off the dime. No one covers your Phils better than NBC Sports Philadelphia. Mickey Moniak is pointing to his bat, which is still up in the net. We went to break and Ben said, I think the barrel of that bat went into the net, and it sure did.
Sure did.
Ready? Sawed off. Thank goodness the net is there.
Seriously.
Just pointed to Greg Brzezinski, who's out in the bullpen, showing him where it is. There it is. Well, we'll have to remember to get that after the game, Ben.
I mean, that was just above his knuckles.
As we go to the top of the 8th inning, Sam Coonrod, hard-throwing right-hander from the Giants organization, Phillies acquired this past offseason, will make his first appearance this spring. He probably doesn't throw Alvarado fast, but he throws pretty hard.
Yeah.
2019 was the year that the Phillies hope Coonrod can duplicate. Not as much as last year, where his ERA was, as you saw, 9.82. But 2019, in 33 games, his ERA was 3.5. Rodolfo Castro. 97. And it's 0-2. 97, 97, and then 91 for the first out. I got to tell you, these last couple of days have just been flat out dominating by this Phillies pitching staff.
And that was straight speed of pitch, not so much the location that got Castro out in front. I mean, you just read that out of the hand. I mean, it wasn't in the best location, but you read fastball, you're going to be out in front. That's the bottom line.
Oh.
I mean,
he's
gotta love it.
You're Caleb Cotham. You have to be happy about all of this. Gonzalez, who was the 7th pick overall last year by the Pirates out of New Mexico State. He's 21 years old. In 2019 in New Mexico State, he had 16 home runs. Last year, in only 16 games, he had 12 home runs. Oh, yeah. He had 16 extra base hits in 16 games last year.
Wow.
1-2. He's part of the top 10 prospect list for Pittsburgh. So far 0 for 2 this spring.
They the Lobos, New Mexico State?
I think it's New Mexico's Lobos, right? Swing and a miss.
That was nasty as well.
Left fielder, Caden Smith-Jigma.
So 2 outs.
I mean, everything is hard, and then late movement.
Ben, New Mexico State, I've been informed, are the Aggies.
The Aggies.
Lobos are New Mexico.
Gotcha.
Patrick, who's the king of my son Patrick, who's the king of college nicknames, was the first to chime in.
Gotcha.
Did lightning speed. No balls and 1 strike. Caden Smith and Jigba. Pod 21, I think, is done. The unicorn has seen enough.
Yep. Nap time.
Yep. For the unicorn. Doesn't make the unicorn a bad person that they're going to take a nap at this point. 1 ball and 1 strike. Whew. 1-2. A Buccos fan out there.
Mm-hmm.
Swing and a miss. 12 strikeouts today for Phillies pitching as Coonrod works a perfect 8th inning. 1-2-3. Go the Pirates.
Presented by the authority of the Phillies. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Phillies.
Bottom of the 8th inning, the Phillies leading at 3-0. They've gotten 2 home runs today. One by Bryce Harper, a 2-run shot, and another one by Andrew McCutchen, a solo home run. And that's it. But they have 7 hits on those 3 runs. Pirates only have 1 hit today. De Los Santos is the new pitcher for the Pirates. A 1.44 ERA in Single A 2 years ago. Non-roster invitee. Pitched in the Arizona Fall League. Or excuse me, pitched in Single A in 19 with that 1.44 ERA. In 50 innings, he had 73 strikeouts. And the opposition hit 183 against him. 23 years old.
That's missing some bats. Good Lord.
Stott fouls it back. It's 1-1. Gary De Los Santos. He is out of the Dominican Republic, and it's 1-2. First 2 years he spent in the Pirates Dominican Summer League. First 3 years. I think for a lot of these minor leaguers, Ben, who missed all of last year, you wonder, where will they be?
Yeah.
Will he go from the South Atlantic League right to AAA? Will he go to AA? I think if you're a scout, and I know a lot of them had some instructs this past fall for limited guys, you got to be work cut out for you to try to find where guys are supposed to be.
Oh, without a doubt.
Stott's retired, 4-3 on the putout.
It's not going to be easy to place all these guys. I mean, it's
no, and there's less teams, as we all know.
Right.
Unfortunately, for a lot of the minor league cities, some were handled better than others. As Logan O'Hoppe is coming up, he is 0 for 1. He grounded out. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Our next spring training game will be the 10th of March when the Tigers come to Clearwater for the first time. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Phillies will be on the road tomorrow. They're in Dunedin. Adonis Medina is going to start tomorrow, and Aaron Nola is going to pitch in a sim game on the backfields. You see that a lot at this point in spring training. I mean, normally there's minor league games going, or at least there's places that they can throw on the backfields. A lot of times there's not minor leaguers just yet. But I think the Phillies feel like they've got to get like a Medina in to a start.
Yeah.
And Aaron's comfortable enough that he can get his work in on the backfield.
And it's obviously not going out and trying to compete for a job.
Right.
So there's a couple things I want to work on. I don't think O'Hoppe had any idea where that ball went.
No, he looked like he was looking at Moniak's bat.
Thought it went up in the air. You know, he used to do that all the time.
Who's that?
Mike Piazza. Like, he would hit a ball out to right field, and he'd be looking like in left field, like, where'd it go? And it would go out to right. He used to do that all the time.
Breaking ball and a called strike 3. Guy's got a tight curveball, doesn't he?
I've liked a lot of the arms the Pirates are throwing.
I would agree with that
this afternoon.
I would agree with that.
Literally nothing you can do with this pitch. Nothing.
Garcia coming up for the first time today. Jojo Romero, you saw he was warming up in the bullpen. That's the reason we're going 9 today, is because the Phillies had pitchers to go 9. Pirates did too. They just didn't use everybody. Blake Wyman is still available for them.
You're going to get every hard thrower we have tomorrow. That's what
Joe said.
That's so great.
Well, he was right.
Yeah. No kidding.
And now the 0-2 pitch coming. He stays alive. They have a handful of veterans who are in camp. Todd Frazier, a couple home runs already. What he needs.
Yep.
Bell spun off a little bit at the second half of last year.
2 years ago, he was on pace for like 300 RBIs. I mean,
3-2 pitch. The 9-1-2 hitters.
Pitching for the Phillies, number 46.
We may have a bottom. Inning, and I say that only because the Pirates do have Wyman warming up, as we mentioned. Jacob Hernandez warming up too for the Phillies. Again, we outside. In back in 2019. He had 251, had 15 home runs. Bradenton, which is the Florida State League affiliate for the Pirates. Of course, that's their spring training home.